About problems in life. So, all of us have problems in life, all of us go through trouble. All the people you know right now, including the most richest people on the planet, have their problems, and probably they are in a lot of stress as well and anxiety as well. The popular adage goes, the amount of your possessions is equal to the amount of your worry. So if you have one goat, your worry is equal to one goat. If you have uh, 10 goats, the amount of your worry is 10 goats. If you have an empire, big empire like Jeff Bezos or Mark Zuckerberg, the amount of anxiety is equal to that much. So all the people on the planet have troubles and problems. All of us are experiencing problems in our life right now, and if you have seen this movie called Zorba the Greek, it's based on a novel. In the movie, there is a scene when the protagonist says, "I don't want any trouble," and Zorba, who is sort of his friend, says, "You don't want any trouble? Life is nothing but trouble. To be alive is to undo your belt and look for trouble." So it's a very nice attitude towards problems in life, that we have not to run away from the problems in our life, but to go about expecting them, not to like run away from trouble, because life is trouble. Life is nothing but a big trouble. Only the people who are dead are free from trouble. So this attitude is about going in life seeking trouble, putting yourself in the middle of action, and knowing that at every corner in life we would expect problems, and there would always be problems. More on problems, if you look at problems, they have a structure. The problems have a beginning, then there is a peak when the problem intensifies and it is most potent, then it slowly fades away. So problems also have this bell curve. They have a beginning, middle and end, and you can sort of do this exercise, fun exercise. You can identify the problems in your life right now. You can write them on a piece of paper, and you can identify what phase they are in, because problems take some time to start. Initially they are in this phase when they're growing, then a stage comes when the problems are at their most fearsome, most virulent form, and then they slowly fade away and they get resolved on their own. So when we are in the midst of a problem, we feel that it would always be the same, and we get really fearful and we are afraid that they would not change. But the thing is, like everything else, the problems are also changing. The nature of the problems is also changing. The intensity of the problem is also changing. And a lot of problems in our life, they go away on their own, like we don't have to do anything. They become irrelevant after some time. They got resolved on their own, or maybe they don't matter so much, and we grow tougher. We grow sort of the power to go over them. And so this is a sort of perspective which really helps, because like everyone else, I also have problem. Probably you also have problems, and the person next to you is also experiencing some problems. So if we keep this sort of perspective in our mind, that the problems are temporary, and they will get resolved on their own, or maybe we can do something to resolve them. So uh, it would certainly help us. And another thing is that a lot of anxiety and fear comes from the problems in our life. So the important thing to take keep in mind is this quote, which says, trying to solve problems by becoming anxious is like chewing bubble gum to solve math problems. So it's a nice analogy. And the thing is, if we think analytically, if we think all the various routes or options that are available to us, the choices we have in each problem, so we can work towards their resolution. Also, it's worth noting what Marcus Aurelius, the famous Stoic, said about the troubles in life. He said, "Don't complain. If it's endurable, endure it." So it's a very nice Stoic attitude again, which says, which actually means that when we talk about our problems in a negative way, we sort of become more afraid. Like thinking about it is 10 times worse than doing it. So actually working towards your problem would be more beneficial for you rather than worrying about them. And the worrying bit doesn't solve a thing, but it makes you more fearful, and it brings you more in this paralyzed state where you cannot take any action, but instead you are sort of frozen in that moment.